Lincolnshire police are in the spotlight again after a victim of burglary has criticised the force's response to a reported crime. Andy Hurley said the lack of action by police was outrageous after teenagers were caught red-handed at a former pub that he is converting into commercial units. Mr. Hurley said, two teenagers who were initially caught at the scene and taken home by police then tried to break into the premises during the second incident and told a witness that they were breaking back in to take what they had left. The damage caused by the incident is estimated by Mr. Hurley to be in the region of £3,000 to £5,000. He said, "What happened and how it was handled by the police is nothing less than outrageous. An alarm was triggered at 8:35 p.m. and I was on site 7 minutes later. Some of the culprits were still inside the premises. A neighbour dialed 999 and the police arrived approximately 15 minutes later at 9 p.m-ish. The police asked the possible remaining two culprits to come back out via the original Victorian sash window that they had destroyed gaining entry. Two teenagers appeared and they were very much on first name terms with the officers. They were asked where the rest of the gang were, but they denied knowledge of any other gang members. I gained access to the building via a door and found a complete mess and damage, along with several knives that had been dropped in paint that had been tipped out. It was believed the other culprits may be still inside, and one of the police officers said that he didn't want to search for them, but did end up briefly doing so, although half-heartedly, and only because I was with him, followed by my 12-year-old son. Looking back on events, this should not have happened. The police should have done the search along with backup and probably should have had a dog with them. That the building was empty, we went back outside where the other officer was with the two teenagers. I made it clear that I wanted them arrested and to press charges. The police officers said, "Apologise to the man," but they didn't. The officer then said, "Apologise to the man or I'll arrest you," but they didn't, nor were they arrested. One then realised that she had dropped her phone during the burglary and said, "I'm not leaving until I've got my phone." The police refused to get the phone. I made it clear that an apology wasn't enough and that I wanted them arrested and charged. There was no apology and they were not arrested. Instead, the officers gave them a free taxi service, a lift home at taxpayers' expense. Mr. Hurley said the first alarm was triggered at 8:35 after police failed to arrest the culprits. They went and triggered the alarm again at 11 p.m. when a neighbour saw the three people breaking into the property. The neighbour asked them what they were doing and one of them told him to mind his own business, whilst another said, "We're breaking back in to take what we left." Two of the culprits at the second incident were the two that the police failed to arrest earlier. He said, "I was not immediately aware of the 11 p.m. alarm trigger as I was busy completing an online complaint in relation to the first visit. The second burglary was then reported and a police officer arrived at 9:40 a.m. the next day. The police officer seemed less than interested and was saying things like, 'How do I know they did this? How can I differentiate between what happened the first time and the second time? How do I know it wasn't already like this? How do I know that they caused X, Y, Z damage?' I asked the officer if he was going to arrest them and he said he wasn't, so I then told him to leave the premises. I felt let down and angry." Mr. Hurley then said he received a call from a sergeant who said she understood that he wasn't happy with the way that the police dealt with the incident, but she went on to say that she was confident that her officers had done everything right and that he should not presume the second burglary was due to the suspects not being arrested the first time. He added, "I then received a phone call from an officer wanting to take a statement at gone 9 p.m. one evening. This is now scheduled to take place on May the 5th, 8 days after the event." He said, "Throughout this, the police have shown me, the victim, little or no sympathy, compassion, support or empathy. On the other hand, the criminals received no consequences and are left home in a warm police car. Every single crime I've reported over the years have resulted in a 0 result, and even when the culprits are caught at the crime scene, they are simply allowed to walk free. Well, given a lift home. We are currently still compiling a list of damaged and stolen items. It's estimated to be between 2,000 and 5,000 at this stage." So again, we see how the police are interested in crimes against us that actually consist of loss or damage. They simply want to give us a crime reference number to call the insurance and shoo us on our way, which is all well and good, but that's not justice. It simply means that as a victim, your insurance premiums will go up, when in fact if the police did their job, then there's potential to have items returned, saving people from being a victim of crime, a victim of police laziness, and a victim of daylight robbery by insurance companies. Big thank you to channel supporters, especially these guys. Your support is truly appreciated. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, as I know many of you will. Till next time, stay safe, look after each other, film the police and other officials.